The Riverside Traveling Carnival came to Willow Falls every October, and every October, people complained about the same attraction, the Hall of Mirrors. The mirrors were warped, old, silver peeling off in streaks. Kids got lost easily. Adults felt claustrophobic walking through the maze of repeating reflections. But no one was ever seriously hurt. Until October 18, 2019, when 14-year-old Noah Ellis went inside and never came out. His disappearance became one of the strangest unsolved cases in local law enforcement history, not because he got lost, but because of what the cameras recorded happening inside. The last time Noah was seen. Noah came with 3 friends, Marcus, Dylan, Jenna. They bought wristbands, went on rides, ate cotton candy, the usual. Security footage shows them entering the Hall of Mirrors at 7:42 p.m. Noah went in first, Marcus followed, then Dylan, then Jenna. Inside, the maze split into 3 reflective corridors. It was dark, lit only by old carnival bulbs flickering overhead. A worker said he heard Noah laughing, saying, "Dude, I have like 40 of me." That was the last normal thing Noah said. 7:46 p.m., the cameras picked something up. The carnival had 2 interior cameras inside the maze. Not great quality, but enough to monitor for lost kids. Camera number 1 showed Noah walking through a corridor lined with tall mirrors. He laughed, leaned into a mirror, and pressed his forehead against it. Then he froze. Not scared, confused. He stepped back 1 pace, tilted his head. The reflection tilted in the opposite direction. Noah blinked. The reflection didn't. Detectives replayed this part more than 100 times, frame by frame. Impossible. Noah waved. The reflection didn't wave back. It just stood there, staring directly at Noah with a blank expression. Marcus, off frame, yelled, "Noah, where'd you go?" Noah took 1 tiny step toward the reflection. The reflection took a big step toward him. That was the first moment Noah was seen afraid. He whispered, "That's not me." The camera glitched. A ripple of static washed across the screen. When the feed returned, Noah was gone. Friends' statements. Marcus and Dylan insisted Noah was ahead of them in the maze. They shouted his name. No answer. Jenna claims she saw him turn a corner, but when she reached it, the corridor was empty. All 3 swore they did not hear running, no scuffling, no calls for help, as if Noah simply vanished. Inside the maze. Police shut down the entire carnival. The Hall of Mirrors was dismantled piece by piece. No secret doors, no trap floors, no vents large enough for a person, no space behind the mirrors. Some had just 3 inches of clearance before hitting the back wall. Impossible for anyone to fit. But evidence kept getting stranger. The fingerprints. Noah's fingerprints were found on 1 mirror, the floor, the entry railing, and 1 more place. The back of a mirror panel. Not the reflective surface, the back of the mirror. The side that faced the wall. Impossible to reach without removing the panel. But the panel screws were rusted and untouched. No sign it had ever been taken off. Forensics couldn't explain it. One tech quietly told a detective, "It's like he touched it from the other side." The second camera, the terrifying part. The second interior camera captured a corridor farther inside the maze. At 7:47 p.m., 1 minute after Noah vanished, a figure walked into frame. Same height as Noah, same jacket, same sneakers. But its face was blurred. Not blurred by motion, blurred like the camera couldn't capture it. Static pulsed around the figure as it walked slowly toward a mirror. It placed a hand on the mirror. The mirror surface rippled like water. Detectives initially dismissed this as video artifact, until the figure stepped into the mirror. Not through a door, not through a crack. It stepped into the mirror and vanished. Police replayed the clip dozens of times. Every time, the figure walked into the reflection and disappeared. Forensics could not determine if the figure was Noah or not. What made them doubt it was Noah? The figure's other reflection, the reflection that should have mirrored its movement, stayed frozen the entire time, staring directly into the camera, smiling faintly. Witness number 17, the man outside. A man named Harold Pierce was waiting for his wife outside the Hall of Mirrors at 7:50 p.m. He reported seeing someone exit the maze, a boy in a dark sweatshirt, walking strangely, stiff, slow, head tilted slightly. He assumed it was Noah, but when he called out, "You okay, kid?" the boy didn't answer. He didn't even turn. Instead, he walked past Harold and into the carnival parking lot. Harold said, "The kid's reflection in the booth window wasn't matching his steps. It was late, like a video lagging." Harold pointed this boy out on CCTV. Police synchronized timing. This boy exited at 7:50 p.m., but Noah's disappearance was at 7:46 p.m. So if that was Noah, how did he exit 4 minutes later when he never reappeared in any interior footage? The parking lot camera. CCTV from the parking lot caught the same boy walking between two cars. He moved behind a black SUV, but never appeared on the other side. Just gone. Vanished behind a car in open space. Detectives searched under the car. Nothing. Noah's parents broke down when they saw the last frame of their son, or something wearing his shape. His head was tilted unnaturally far to the side, eyes wide, staring directly into the camera. And his mouth was open too wide, like it was stretching, trying to fit into a human shape. The carnival worker's statement. One carnival worker, June Torres, reported something chilling. She said that night, when they began closing the carnival, she passed the Hall of Mirrors and saw something inside. The maze was empty, supposedly, but she swore she saw Noah standing in the far corner, just standing, still, facing the mirror. She said, "He wasn't moving, but his reflection was." June ran. When she returned with security, Noah was gone. The phone evidence. Noah's phone was found in the maze. Screen cracked, still recording audio. The last recording is 18 seconds long. It begins with Noah breathing fast. Then he whispers, "Why do you look like me?" No reply. He whispers again, "Stop smiling." Then a soft voice, almost identical to Noah's, whispers, "Come closer." Then a sound, a wet, stretching sound, like someone pulling fabric too far. Noah gasps. There's a series of frantic footsteps. Then Noah screams, "That's not me!" And the recording cuts off. Aftermath. The Hall of Mirrors was destroyed completely, every piece logged. No hidden passage, no trap, no explanation. The official report calls the event Unresolved Missing Juvenile, Unknown Mechanism of Disappearance. But internally, detectives wrote a different note. Entity in mirrors mimicking victim. Reflection independent of subject. Possible non-human intelligence. To this day, carnival workers report a strange rumor. Every October, around the date Noah vanished, people claim they see a boy inside the new maze. They call out to him. He turns, smiles too wide, and fades into the reflection like smoke. When Aaron Wallace, a 28-year-old night shift supervisor at a private medical records office in Phoenix, vanished, investigators expected a typical missing person case. What they found instead was impossible footage showing Aaron leaving her office again and again, while eyewitnesses swear she never moved. The case remains open to this day, classified internally as non-human manifestation, spatial duplication, active. Here's the full case file. The first report, 11:31 p.m. On March 8, 2022, security guard Henry McAdams radioed the building manager saying, "Erin's leaving her office again, going down the hallway, but she said she hasn't moved." The manager was confused. "That doesn't make sense," he replied. Henry insisted. "Check the cameras." The manager pulled up live CCTV. Camera 4, hallway, showed Erin walking down the corridor, holding a coffee mug, heading toward the elevator. Camera 2, the office feed, clearly showed Erin sitting at her desk, typing on her computer. Same clothes, same hair, same posture. 2 Erins, one sitting, one walking. Impossible. The manager asked Henry, "Which one is real?" Henry said, "I don't know, but the one in the hallway isn't blinking." What Erin said. The manager rushed to Erin's office. She was sitting exactly where the camera showed her, typing a report. He asked, "Erin, did you just walk down the hallway?" She frowned. "No, I've been here for the last hour." "You didn't leave?" "No." "You sure?" "I haven't even stood up." Her door was still closed. Her coffee was still hot. Her chair hadn't moved. But the hallway camera showed a woman with Erin's face walking away. The footage, first clip. Investigators later reviewed the clip carefully. At 11:29 p.m., Erin, or a figure identical to her, walked past camera 4. Same hairstyle, same black sweater, same necklace, same slight limp from her old ankle injury. The figure moved calmly but unnaturally steady. Perfect posture, no sway, no head movement. She didn't blink once in the entire 42-second clip. At 11:30 p.m., the figure stepped into the elevator. The doors closed. But the elevator never moved because Erin never pressed a button. In the video, she simply stood inside, facing the camera, smiling faintly. The second event, midnight. 30 minutes later, Henry panicked again. "Sir, she's doing it again!" The manager pulled up the feeds. Camera 4, hallway, showed Erin walking back toward the office, same mug in hand, still not blinking. But camera 2 showed Erin sitting at her desk, still working, humming softly, unaware of any issue. The hallway figure reached Erin's office door, but didn't enter. She walked past it, down the corridor, toward the emergency exit. When she reached the door, she pressed her palm flat against it and just stood there, breathing slowly, deeply. Then the camera flickered, and the hallway was empty. No sign she left, no sign she turned, no sign she opened the exit. Just gone. The third event, 12:31 a.m., the terrifying one. Erin got up from her desk to refill her coffee. She walked to the employee kitchen. Live feed confirmed her movements. She was physically seen by Henry, normal, blinking, tired, pacing slowly. She returned to her office at 12:34 a.m. She shut the door. Henry relaxed, until camera 4 showed something impossible. Erin stepped into the hallway again, holding the same coffee mug. 1 minute after the real Erin had returned to her office. Henry shouted, "She's in the hallway! Again!" The manager checked the live feed. Camera 2 clearly showed Erin sitting at her desk, drinking her coffee. But camera 4 showed Erin walking toward the lobby, coffee untouched. The hallway Erin looked different. Her head was tilted. Her right arm hung loosely. Her smile was slightly crooked, and her walk was off, as if she was copying Erin's walking pattern, but not perfectly. Worst of all, her eyes were black. Not dark, black. Glossy and reflective, like a doll. Henry whispered, "Sir, that's not her." The fourth event, audio evidence. At 12:47 a.m., Erin called Henry from her office line. Her voice was shaking. "Henry, is someone in the hallway?" "Yes," he said. "Are you alone in there?" Erin whispered, I can hear myself outside my door. Henry froze. What? She's talking, Erin whispered. She's saying my name. Henry ran to the office. He heard it too. A voice from the hallway, soft, identical to Erin's, repeating, Erin, open the door. Henry said, Don't open it. Erin didn't. The cameras showed the hallway, Erin standing still outside the door, head tilted, smiling, not blinking, the lips repeating, Open the door. But there was no audio on the CCTV, meaning the hallway Erin wasn't actually speaking. The voice Erin heard was coming from inside her office, not the hallway. The fifth event, the disappearance. At 1:03 a.m., the real Erin whispered from behind the office door, She's at my window. Henry yelled at her not to move. He sprinted toward her office, but as he turned the corner, Erin's office was dark. Lights off, door open, empty. No Erin, no intruder. Her chair was still warm, her coffee half finished, her phone still unlocked on her desk. The last thing typed on the screen, It's me, but not me. The footage, last 3 minutes. CCTV captured the final seconds of Erin Wallace on Earth. At 1:06 a.m., camera 5, the lobby cam, showed Erin walking out of the break room. But she wasn't walking normally. She was dragging her foot, head tilted, eyes unfocused. Clothes the same, hair the same, but something was wrong with her face. Too pale, jaw slightly unhinged, neck bent. Henry ran to the lobby, but when he got there, no Erin. The camera had glitched for 1 second, just 1 second, and when it returned, Erin was across the lobby, standing inside the reflection of the glass exit doors, not in front of them. You, behind the reflection, perfectly still, smiling. Her reflection moved 1 step closer, but she didn't. When the camera glitched again, Erin's reflection disappeared. The real Erin never returned. Aftermath. Police arrived within 20 minutes. They found no signs of forced exit, but they did find something horrifying. On the glass lobby door, a perfect handprint. Too long, too thin, the fingers too sharp. Not Erin's. Inside the office, they found something else. A second coffee mug. Identical shape, identical color. But the mug was warm, freshly used. And it had Erin's fingerprints on it. But the prints were wrong. Pressure was inverted, as if someone pressed outward from the inside of the ceramic. Forensics said the print pattern looked human, but belonged to someone with double-jointed fingers and inhuman strength distribution. Detectives quietly listed it as unknown non-human mimic. Investigation ongoing. The final sighting. A week later, a janitor cleaning the building at 3:14 a.m. swore he saw Erin walking down the hallway. He called out to her. She turned, smiled, tilted her head, and walked into the closed break room door without opening it, just passed right through it without a sound. He never returned to work. Status: unsolved. Erin Wallace is still missing, declared legally dead. Her family refuses to watch the footage. Investigators avoid discussing the case, but night shift workers occasionally swear they hear a soft voice near the office hallway. A whisper, "I never left the room." And sometimes, a figure matching Erin's height appears in camera 4 for 1 frame, then disappears. Highway 74 in Colorado is lonely at night, quiet, unlit and surrounded by thick forests that eat sound. Truckers call it dead lane. Most accidents come from wildlife or fatigue, but the incident at mile marker 19 was different because 3 officers witnessed a man disappear, because their dash cams recorded something impossible, and because the fog that night seemed alive. This case remains one of the most disturbing unsolved disappearances in state history. The first 911 call, 12:17 a.m. A driver named Melissa Grant called 911 saying, "There's a man standing in the road. He's not moving. He's just staring at the fog." She said the man looked lost, confused, frozen. Dispatch sent Trooper Adam Keller with Rookie Officer Ruiz to check it out. Melissa waited in her car, hazard lights blinking. When Keller arrived, her face was white with fear. "He's still there," she said, pointing. "He didn't move an inch." Keller didn't see anyone at first, just fog. Thick, unnatural fog hanging like a wall across the asphalt. Ruiz stepped out and scanned with a flashlight. Then Keller saw it, a silhouette, a man standing perfectly still, right at the edge of the fog. The witness, Melissa Grant. Before driving away, Melissa added one more detail. "When I honked at him, he turned around." Keller asked, "So he looked at you?" "No," she whispered. "He turned, but his face didn't." Keller frowned. "What do you mean?" Melissa shook her head. "His head turned, but his face stayed facing the road." She burst into tears. Keller assumed she was traumatized, tired, or mistaken. He would soon learn she was telling the truth. Dashcam footage. First clip. The dashcam recorded the man clearly, standing, still, facing the fog. He never reacted to the police lights, never shifted his weight, never blinked. Keller called out, "Sir, we need to speak with you." No response. Ruiz approached from the left. "Sir, can you hear us?" Still nothing. The man's clothes were strange. Dark jacket, black jeans, no shoes, and no mud on his feet, even though the roadside was wet from rain. Keller approached slowly. That's when the man whispered something, audible only on the dashcam microphone. "Not again." His voice was thin, dry, like his throat was full of dust. Keller stepped closer. "Sir, what's not again?" The man took one step forward, into the fog, and vanished. Not gradually, not swallowed, not obscured. He vanished instantly, like he stepped through an invisible doorway. Ruiz panicked and ran forward. Keller yelled, "Stop!" But Ruiz was already inside the fog. He screamed, not from pain, from fear. "He's standing right here!" Keller rushed in after him. Inside the fog. The fog was unbelievably dense, white, cold, soundless. Keller could only see about 4 feet in front of him. Ruiz kept shouting, "I see him! He's right here!" But Keller saw nothing. He kept moving toward Ruiz's voice. When he reached him, Ruiz was trembling violently. He pointed ahead, flashlight shaking. "He's right there! Don't you see him?" Keller saw no one. Ruiz insisted, "He's facing us!" Then Ruiz said something that chilled Keller. "He's not breathing." They stood in silence. No footsteps, no voices, no movement, just fog. What the body cam showed. Keller's body cam was later reviewed. When Ruiz said, "He's right there," the camera showed nothing but fog. But when the footage was enhanced, something faint appeared. A shadow, human-shaped, standing less than 2 feet in front of Keller, perfectly still, unmoving, facing Keller directly. But the shadow only appeared on 3 frames, and on each frame, its position changed slightly, like it was getting closer. The second officer arrives. Officer Riley Cho arrived as backup at 12:39 a.m. She stepped out of her cruiser and froze, staring into the fog. She whispered into her radio, "Adam, someone's walking toward me." Keller ran to her, but before he reached her, Cho screamed. The fog swallowed her. Her radio dropped onto the asphalt. When Keller reached her position, she was gone. Her footprints vanished halfway across the road, like something lifted her straight upward. But the dashcam caught her last moment. She was backing away, eyes wide. Something tall stepped behind her. A shape, long, bending, like a person moving in slow, jerky motions. Then the fog erupted, and Cho vanished. The final 911 call. A truck driver driving northbound at 1:12 a.m. called in hysterics. "There's someone stumbling in the fog. He looks like he's made of smoke." The caller said the figure's face was blurry, like it wasn't attached. He tried to shine headlights on it, but the fog reacted, moved around the figure, like the fog itself was alive. The figure backed into the fog wall and disappeared. What investigators found. When dawn came, the fog finally dissipated. 3 officers searched the area for hours. They found no footprints, no drag marks, no tire tracks, no blood, no signs of a scuffle, no Cho, no unknown man, just emptiness. But there was one object, a black jacket. Inside the jacket was a wallet. Inside the wallet was a driver's license. Name, Riley Cho. Status, missing. Officer, height, 5'6". Age, 31. But the jacket didn't belong to her. It was far too large, and completely dry despite the wet ground. Forensics found something else. Fine white powder on the sleeves. Not drugs, not ash. Bone dust. Human, but at least 25 years old. And on the back of the jacket, fingerprints. Human fingerprints. Except the print pattern was double layered, as if 2 hands overlapped and pressed together. The prints did not match anyone in the state database, not even Cho. The final footage, the terrifying part. Keller's dashcam captured one last clip at 1:19 a.m. The fog rose, lifted, shifted, formed a shape. A human silhouette. Tall, thin. It stepped onto the road, looked toward the cruiser, and tilted its head to the side, too far, almost to its shoulder. Then the camera glitched. When the image returned, the figure was inches from the lens, face pressed to the dashcam glass. But its face wasn't a face. It was a blur, a smear, a shifting mass of pale streaks, like someone trying to form a face but failing. The figure whispered, "Not again," and dissolved back into the fog. Aftermath. Officer Keller quit the force 4 months later. He refuses to drive at night. He refuses to talk about fog. He told his therapist, "It wasn't fog. Fog doesn't look back at you." Officer Ruiz transferred and moved states. He hasn't slept well since. He said, "Something mimicked that man, then mimicked Cho, then came for me." Riley Cho was declared dead in 2021. Her body was never found. The case was sealed. The official explanation? Environmental phenomenon and disorientation. But internally, a handwritten note was found paperclipped to the report. Fog reacting like a living thing. Entity inside. Mimics shapes. Avoid at all costs. Unsolved status. Mile marker 19 remains a restricted zone. Fog forms there more often than anywhere else in the region. People driving past swear they see silhouettes standing inside it. And some nights, a voice is heard whispering through the mist. "Not again." Those who hear it say the voice sounds like all 3 missing people speaking at once.